Dr. Woodland here. Ever feel tired? Don't know why? Tried everything, checked all the boxes, and daytime is still a slog? Well, come along with me. Let's talk about my top 10 reasons why you might be feeling tired during the day. Reason number 1. Medications that cause drowsiness. We all have our whole set of medical conditions, things going on, oftentimes requiring prescription medication. Many of those cause drowsiness. So first thing to do is look at your medication list and see if that's one of the side effects of your medication. This also includes things like sedative hypnotics, right? So sleeping pills. Sleeping pills also, oftentimes the side effect is drowsiness during the day as that medication is wearing off. Reason number 2, medical conditions themselves. So whether it's hypothyroidism, diabetes, chronic pain conditions such as fibromyalgia, maybe cancer or cancer treatment, perhaps you have chronic fatigue syndrome. There's a whole host of medical conditions where fatigue is the byproduct. Reason number 3, substance use. Whether it's caffeine, alcohol, marijuana, or other drugs, many substances, as either a side effect or an intended effect, produce fatigue or drowsiness, okay? Oftentimes when I'm talking to my patients about their sleep, caffeine is one that comes up. Did you know that caffeine can stay in your system for up to 12 hours? I often will talk to my patients about this, and if they're having trouble falling asleep at bedtime, one of the things often that we try to do is limit the amount of caffeine, for example, after lunchtime. Also, alcohol is known to disrupt sleep. It's a depressant, right? It helps us to feel drowsy and kind of heavy, almost facilitative of sleep when we take it before bed, when we drink before bed. That said, it becomes an issue with disrupting our sleep thereafter. Marijuana also is one of those that can produce sedation. That said, also at the same time, for many other people, it produces the opposite effect. Reason number 4, mental health concerns. Now, this is my bread and butter as a psychologist, and yes, anxiety, depression, stress, just overall being in a bad mood, these all are also going to impact our sense of fatigue or drowsiness during the evening. As a father with young children, I often find myself fatigued emotionally after finally getting the kids to bed. And then what do I want to do when I finally get them to bed? And maybe it's at 7:30 or maybe it's 8 o'clock. I want to lay down, right? It's not because I'm sleepy, but it's because I'm emotionally tired. This effect is also compounded with more clinically diagnostic mental health concerns such as major depression, anxiety. Reason number 5, dehydration. Water. Almost none of us drink enough water during the day. And guess what? When you're not drinking enough water, this has an impact. I know for me, when I don't drink enough water, it's very common that I'll get a headache, and headache then also leads to feeling more fatigued as well. Reason number 6, diet. The standard American diet, processed foods, fatty foods, greasy foods, high in carbohydrates. This all produces fatigue as well. Reason number 7. That is going to be something that I don't remember. Reason number 7. Too much activity or too little activity. So, did you know that rest is actually what they call homeostatic, meaning that our level of fatigue always wants to reach a balance, okay? And so if you're moving more, then you're gonna wanna move more. If you're moving less, you're gonna wanna move less. Now, of course, we can overdo it and we can underdo it. When we overdo it, that's obviously gonna produce fatigue because of the physical wear on our bodies. But then also when we underdo it, that's also going to create wear and tear on our bodies. Have you ever spent a day, for example, binge watching, or spent a day doing a marathon? I remember in college doing a Lord of the Rings marathon one time. How did you feel at the end of that? Did you feel energized? More than likely not. Reason number 8. Too much time in bed. Now this one is an important one for me as a sleep psychologist. We often spend time awake in bed, okay? We often linger in the morning. We often do other activities during the day in bed. Maybe you've heard of bed rotting. It's one of those things that's been in social media previously. All of this, the more that we spend inert, sedentary in bed, again, kind of like underactivity, this leads to greater fatigue. Reason number 9. Body temperature fluctuations. So if you're like me and you grew up, maybe when you had a fever or weren't feeling good, your mom or your dad took your temperature, right, to see if you had a fever, or if you had a temperature, as you like to say. Little did I know at that time that our body temperature actually fluctuates throughout the day, okay? And one of the times in which our body temperature goes down and then producing more fatigue, guess what? After lunch. You ever have that post-lunch dip? Well, your body temperature might be to blame. Reason number 10. Finally, we're at sleep deprivation and insomnia. Now, the reason I did this one last is because I wanted to talk to you first about all the other possible reasons why you might be fatigued during the day. And the reason being is because we often over-attribute our daytime fatigue to what happened at night. Whether it was you're sleep deprived, you didn't have enough opportunity to sleep, or whether you have insomnia and you give yourself enough opportunity but sleep isn't coming, okay? Those could produce fatigue, but it's only one of the variables, one of the 10 that we talked about today. So if you liked this video, like, comment, subscribe. It'll help me to continue to make videos to help you understand better how to improve your life, mind, body, and spirit. Talk to you again sometime soon.